Welcome back to Better TV. I'm Mark Baker. Remember that old saying comes from a movie, Love Story? Love means never have to say you're sorry? Well, not necessarily. Joining us this morning is life coach Merci Miglino. Nice to have you back with us.
Yeah, and that quote is never having to say you're sorry.
There you go.
It doesn't say you never have to say, it means that, you never say you're sorry.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Right.
And there is a right and wrong way to do it. Certainly
Absolutely,
a right way to do it, a good way to do it.
There's a couple of things people forget. If you got to suspend this idea that you're wrong and they're right if you apologize. It's really not about that. It's kind of saying, you know what, I don't want us to be in a disharmonious state. I don't want there to be anything between us, so I'm sorry. I want to repair the relationship. I want to move on. So if you think of it like that, it's not about who was right or wrong. It's about how important is the relationship.
That's a really interesting perspective, because sometimes you think in order to do that, you have to have that black and white, am I right or wrong?
Exactly. Yeah. And if I have to be wrong, how likely am I going to want to do it? Yeah. So it's not about you. It's about the relationship and the other person. The other thing is, this is why people don't want to feel like they're wrong, is, it takes some heartfelt humbleness, humility to say, I'm sorry. It's about being vulnerable, we feel. It's like undefended. But if you look at that like, you're so important to me that I want this relationship to work. I don't want to be at odds with you. And then it is about kind of being undefended and being a little vulnerable. You can't be in love without being a little vulnerable. And I don't care if that's with your partner or your child or your dog. You have to say you're sorry.
But there could be an art to that too, because if you do that, you're thinking, okay, I might not be wrong. You could come off shallow if you're. So how do you handle that?
Heartfelt means think about it first. Okay. The person's insincere. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it, or I'm sorry that you felt that way, or it's just like a pushback.
Okay.
It doesn't feel genuine, and you know what? If it doesn't feel genuine, it's not being received. Now, you want it to be received, obviously. It's not just a couple of words. It's like the kid who gets in trouble and now he has to say sorry, so it's like this, I'm sorry. That's not exactly what we're talking about.
And if you're that close to the person, they're going to know whether it's real or not. Anyway,
exactly. So. And the one thing that makes it heartfelt is no excuses. I'm sorry I was late, but it's almost like you just opened the box that you're trying to close. So it takes away the apology. It just takes it right away. If I'm like, but the cat ate my homework and blah, blah, blah. No excuses. Just state it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Which gets back to what you were saying. It's really the recipient that you have to be thinking about. It's not about you having to justify why you did something. It's how they can get closure on it. And
exactly. What's in it for you is that you want this closure. That's what's in it for you. If you want to be right, then apologies probably aren't the thing you want to do right now. You have to wait till you get past that a little.
All right, we covered a lot of ground here, so let's recap this. Okay, the right way to apologize, or the effective way, I should say.
Remember, it's not about you. Okay, it's not about right or wrong. It's about repairing a relationship or keeping a relationship going. Heartfelt, and that takes humility. Be willing to be vulnerable, to say, I'm really sorry, and make it sincere. If it's just a throw-off or one-off, people aren't going to take it in. And then what's the point of that? And the last one is no excuses. It's like it erases the apology when you say, but it wasn't my fault, or, you're closing a box you're trying to, keep open the relationship.
Then if you go do the same thing again,
it's like, well, I was sorry 3 times before. So I think you're right there. Make sure you take every step to not do it again. I mean,
it does take a big person to say you're sorry sometimes.
Absolutely, because you have to be humble.
Yeah, which actually humbleness can be a strength. So.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Merci Miglino, our life coach. Thanks so much for being with us. We appreciate it. All right. Well, we want to keep you waiting, because otherwise I'd have to be apologizing. So we're going to move forward here. All right. Thanks for being with us here. Well, you're watching Better TV on Fox 23.